Welcome back. Thank you for being here today as we are dwindling away from the month of August. Many kids are back to school or soon will be, like my daughter Chloe, who will be a junior in high school this year. Yes, Pips is a junior. She is going to be in 11th grade and she starts next Monday. But for many of my clients, their kids are already back to school. So it's time to get back into the hustle and bustle, the routine, and establish systems for a successful school year. Welcome. I'm Tracy Hensel. I'm a certified professional coach and owner of Hensel Coaching and Consulting. I help people just like you create systems, routines, healthy habits, optimize areas of your life so that you can live abundantly and live a life of mastery, which means you will have fulfillment and satisfaction. Now, that doesn't mean that stress or struggles won't arise. They do for all of us. In fact, I already filmed this video only to find out that my mic wasn't working. It showed it was working. We did a little troubleshooting and who knows? Who knows? So stress and struggles come up. The key is that you are not causing them. We can't control what's outside of us that we didn't really have a part in. But a lot of people's stress comes from the way they live their life because they don't have systems, routines, habits, and some order to keep them on top of things. Since I've been back from vacation and over the last couple of weeks coaching my clients, the biggest topic is my kids are back to school and I want it to be a successful school year, not only for my kids, but for me as well. And I need some help getting back into habits and my routines and all of this and that. And you would think we'd have it down, right? Because it's really the same song and dance. Every year the kids are done sometime in the spring and they get summer break and then bam, they go back to school late summer, early fall. You'd think we'd have this down, but not always the case. And it's been a big topic with my clients. So I wanted to share a little bit today so that hopefully if that is you, I'm describing your situation, I can help you too make this school year successful. The first thing that you really have to wrap your head around is you only have so many awake hours in a given day. Now, we all know that there's 24 hours in a day, but we do need to protect some of those hours for sleep, hopefully the amount that your body desires. Mine really would love to have 9 or 10, but I protect 8 hours of sleep, which only leaves me 16 hours per day. Now that sounds like a lot, but believe me, as you know, it's not. It goes by very fast. You have to know what that number is, though. You have to know on a day-to-day how many hours you have to work with. And then it's telling those hours where they're going. And if you're like me and you're juggling the home life and you're a working mom, it could be much harder because if you have to go to work every day, if you're employed and you're at work for, let's say, 9 hours and you have to drive there and back, you could have just ate up 10 hours of your day. So if you have a 16-hour wake window like I do, you only have 6 hours left, right? And let's just say that in that 6 hours, you need to get your kids off for school. You need to feed them breakfast. You need to take them to school. You also perhaps have to take them to some lessons or sporting events later on if they have practice. So that could eat up more of your time. And let's just say that you wanted to get a workout in. There's really essentially no hours left. And that's often what happens in so many women and moms. They think they're going to get more done in a day than the hours that they have, right? It's a lot like money. When you get paid, you have to tell your money where it's going. If you don't, it's going to disappear and you're going to be like, where'd it go? I don't even know what do I have to show for it, right? Well, it's the same with time. Now with money, There is a thing called a credit card, so we can actually borrow other people's money to pay for things. Many people do. Many people do it very well, more than probably what serves them. But that's a topic for a different day, and we can always explore that in coaching as well. But time doesn't work that way. We can't borrow time. Now, you certainly can enlist and outsource things to give you some time back. And I always encourage my clients, if it's in their budget, to outsource whatever they can. It's not about if you can do it on your own. We already know that you can do it, and we know you can do it well, and maybe you're the best candidate. But sometimes outsourcing will give you time so that you can put your time where it's going to be well spent. Always encourage that with my clients. You can also delegate, and a lot of moms struggle delegating. If you have a husband, and of course we know you have the children, what are you delegating? Because you want to get some of your time back so that you can check off all your boxes. But the most important thing is to know how many hours you're working with. So I'll kind of give you an idea of a day that I could typically have. And that would be a 16-hour day. And let's just say that I have 4 clients on that particular day. On a particular day, so 16 hours, I have 4 clients. Well, here's another mistake that a lot of women make, is I coach my clients for 1 hour. So if I have 4 clients, most people would think, well, that's 4 hours. No, it's not. Not for me. Because I spend 5 to 10 minutes prior to meeting each one of my clients to go over the notes from the previous session, to wrap my head around what we were working on, in case that's what they would like to expand off of. All my clients set the agenda, so it really doesn't matter what we worked on because they can change that at any time. But I still like to have my head wrapped around what we discussed in our previous session. Well, when I come off of that 1 hour session, I also spend anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes wrapping up and brain dumping anything of significance that came from the session I just came off of. Especially if it's a first time session, I have a pretty long intake because I have a lot to brain dump, because again, I'm not going to remember it. I'm just like you. I don't remember things. I've got to get it out of my head. So if I have 4 clients all at 1 hour, but I'm delegating some time or protecting some time prior to each client and protecting some time afterwards, now I'm really at 5 hours. But the problem we have is most people don't think about that 5th hour. So they lose it and they don't know where, right? So you really have to think through this. Similar with an exercise routine or your workout. Let's just say that you've protected, or you protect 4 or 5 days per week, a 1 hour workout. Well, it's really not 1 hour because you do have to get dressed. Now, hopefully your clothes and your water bottle and everything you need was sitting out waiting for you, but you still have to get dressed. You have to go put your shoes on. You have to fill your water bottle. Maybe you need to grab a couple of things, your heart rate monitor, whatever you need to do. So it's not 1 hour. It could take you 10 to 15 minutes just to get started with that workout. And then when you're done with that 1 hour workout, you have to take everything off. You have to take care of it, take care of your shoes, take care of your water bottle, set up your clothes for the next day, hopefully. So it's really not 1 hour. So don't neglect all of the little things that take away your time. What I encourage my clients to do is actually to map out their day, map out a few days. And I would encourage you maybe next week to do this, to map out your day. So start with the big number, whatever that is for you. For me, it's typically 16. Whatever your number is, and start timing or paying attention to how long it takes for everything. And again, if you work, you're eating up a ton of hours there. It's also learning the art of taking advantage of the little small windows. If you pick your children up from school and you're in a carpool line, and you're in your car for 10 minutes, well, that 10 minutes is part of your time. So what are you doing during that 10 minutes? A lot of my clients, they're on social media, they're on certain apps. Well, don't complain that you don't have enough hours in a day if you're spending your 10 minutes on TikTok while you're waiting for your children to get in the car. You could absolutely be doing something more productive. Maybe organizing tomorrow, because I always encourage organize tomorrow today. And speaking of organize tomorrow today, I so encourage you, if you have not taken my Organize Tomorrow Today Plan Next Week, This Week course, please take advantage of that, because everything that I share with you here, I talk about in there, and I walk you through the systems and the components that I use. And I help you identify what systems and components you could use to help keep your life organized so that you can live a life of mastery, right? You can manage your life. You can manage your systems. So that's a great workshop. As soon as you check out, it'll be sent to you. There's another workshop I highly encourage, and that's the meal planning workshop. Now, a lot of people get a little lax over the summer with meals, and they celebrate that win. I always did. I loved summer break and not really having a rigid dinner time, or having a little bit more freedom and flexibility. Always loved that. But then the school year comes along and we're right back to making dinners and meal planning. And what am I going to make all next week? Well, I have a meal planning class that, once again, I walk you through how to make it work for you and how to enlist the family and get them involved. So 2 great workshops on the Hensel Coaching and Consulting course page. Links to everything that I mentioned will be in the description box below this video, as well as on the corresponding blog post. Now, I would love to work with you if you need more help and assistance in living this optimal life of mastery, where you can tap into living a satisfactory and fulfilling life. It's completely in your control. But if working one-on-one with a coach isn't in your budget, make sure you sign up for my weekly newsletter that's in your inbox every Friday. I share any upcoming group coaching courses and classes that I have. I actually have one coming up in just a couple of weeks to help women get back on some type of routine or system with diet and exercise. It's called 3 Week Intense, so it runs for 3 weeks, 21 days, and you'll receive a habit tracker, you'll have guidelines, and I have an information meeting that I facilitate the day before we get started. So if getting into some type of routine or system with your eating and exercise, and maybe establish something new for the whole school year, so that maybe you could achieve a weight loss goal or a physique goal, this is a great place to get started, because I support you. There's a group page that you'll be part of. And I hosted this back in July or August. Yeah, I think July, and it was really successful. So information for everything will be in the description box below. But to recap, go back and know how many hours you have in a given day to work with. This is where I'm really strong. The other thing too is you have to understand that everything is important. Everything's important, but not everything is urgent. So you have to wrap your head around what is urgent each day and what's a priority. And often when I'm working with a client who is just tapping their feet into creating systems and using a calendar and task list and documents and master list to keep them on top of things, when they feel like they're just all over the place, there's just so much going on upstairs, they don't even know where to begin. There's just so much. I have them start out with using every single day a list. This can be digital or it can be physical. And we have an urgence category and a priorities category. It's all important. It's all important, but not everything is urgent, right? So for example, if a week from today, next Friday, your daughter needs to bring something to school, okay, and you got a note, let's say in last Friday's Friday folder, that next Friday she has to bring something to school. Well, you're not going to remember, so make sure you're brain dumping that on your task list. If you need help with the task list, make sure you sign up for the Organize Tomorrow Today workshop. But you need to dump that. So every day leading up to Thursday, that may be a priority to get whatever it is that you need for your daughter to take to school on Friday. It's a priority, but it's not urgent. But when Thursday gets here, that has moved up to the urgents because you can't move that. It has to get done. It has to be done by Thursday so it can go in her backpack so she can take it to school on Friday. Okay? But on Monday and Tuesday, there may be other things that need to be done. So let's say you have to go someplace, maybe the craft store, to get whatever supplies it is that she needs to take with her on Friday. Maybe she's contributing for some project they're going to be doing, and you were told that pipe cleaner and brown paper sacks, whatever, is what you need to provide and have with her Friday. Well, you don't want to miss that boat because it could mess things up. So again, right now, it's only a priority and it's dumped somewhere because you're not going to remember. So you've got it somewhere showing you each day that that's coming up. But come Thursday, it's urgent. It cannot be moved. I know many of you, the light bulb has went off what I'm sharing today. I strongly encourage you to watch this video a second time because you're going to pick up something you didn't the first time, guaranteed. You are fully capable to make this school year a successful year for you and your children, and also have time for yourself. So don't forget, there's a magic number. You have to know what it is. I would guarantee that almost all of you watching have no idea what that number is. I've always known my number. And I know on the weekends, if I take a sleep-in day, that number goes down. It may be 14. So I am not going to tell 16 hours where it's going when I only have 14 hours to work with. Okay, let me say that again. I'm not going to tell 16 hours where it's going, what it's spoken for, when I only have 14. It's a mistake a lot of moms make. How do I know? Because I work with you. All right? So watch this video again. Take the Organize Tomorrow Today, Plan Next Week This Week workshop and the meal planning workshop. Get signed up for a 3-week intense and I'll help you crush some of your fitness goals and weight loss goals. And I'll see you right here soon on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell people about me. All right, see you soon.